everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we're going to be making a very simple and fun project. So I'm sure, like me, a lot of you guys are addicted to YouTube Shorts. And a very cool thing you might have noticed is that most of the shorts kind of follow the same format, right? So up top you have some sort of video. More often than not, it is from some sort of podcast. You have subtitles, and below that you have kind of like this video that distracts you, right? It's either someone playing Subway Surfers or usually someone playing Minecraft, right? And this is something that when I was looking at, I thought it was very simple to recreate. And that is exactly what we're going to do today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what an output of this looks like. And the second thing is I'll show you how to run it. So just for running this, you don't need to have any prior coding knowledge or experience. It's very straightforward. I'll just show you how to do that. So if you want to use this, you can do that completely free of cost, and you don't even need to understand how it works. But if you're further interested on how it works and how you can improve it perhaps, I will also be going over the code, which is really straightforward, very honestly. So yeah, let's just see what a output of this looks like. So this is one of the outputs from a Joe Rogan podcast with Jordan Peterson, if I'm not wrong. And this is how it looks like. Again, this is all generated by the script. The captions, the below video, all of that.
But it's a good point. Yeah. I think we need more people who are actualized human beings, more people who understand themselves, more people who have gone through adversity, both in real life and personal, in terms of their understanding of their own growth, of their own potential, and their own understanding of how they've managed their life, their mind, their act.
So I'm just going to stop it at that, and you can kind of basically understand how it works. So one thing I really want to emphasize is that this isn't just not random, right? It's not randomly just going and taking out sections of a video. Instead, there is actually a proper method which gives pretty decent outputs. And I'll tell you what I did and the basic procedure, but before that, I'll just show you how to run this. Okay, so all you have to do for running it is really straightforward. So the link to this is down below. Just run this cell, and then what you're gonna do here is you're gonna upload 3 links. So the main video is gonna be basically the video on top. So for example, this Jordan Peterson podcast with Joe Rogan, right? So you're gonna insert the video ID, which is basically this over here. Right, so V is equal to everything after that, okay? Then you're gonna also upload the video you want below, right? So I just chose some Minecraft gameplay and you put that video ID. And likewise, you do the same thing for background music. So you just copy the video ID over here and that's gonna be your background music. So now the last thing is the K value. So K is gonna be the number of videos that are actually going to be produced. So if K is equal to 2, you're going to have 2 output files. So let me just show you what that looks like. So in this case, these are the 2 output files. So video 1, video 2. And later, if you want to use them, you just click this, click download, and it's going to go on to your local system. That's it. But now, so that's enough of how to actually run it. And now I'll just go over how it works and the basic idea behind it, okay? So the first part is when you look at a video, and especially when something is this long, right? What is this, around 2.5 hours, right? How do you really determine what is important and what is not? Well, the most basic way is that you would watch the entire thing and you would try to get information based on that. But now the problem with that is, well, it takes 2.5 hours, but obviously the results are going to be better. Now, the second approach that I was looking at, so this is the output file. Okay, anyway, so the second approach that I was thinking is, why don't we take a look at the entire transcript of the video, and from that, use some sort of machine learning technique, or I wasn't sure how, but determine what the main points were, right? And try to get the video based on that. Now, that is a valid approach, and in fact, this is something I was not really aware of. So for videos like this, which have captions, right? So you could just look at the captions.
It doesn't look like it's an
come as a file called a SRT file. So let me just show you what that looks like for this video. Let me just download that. Okay, so this is how it looks like, right? So essentially, very simply, you have the timestamps and you also have what is the text at that timestamp, right? So the first idea was to use this to get what the main points were. But now there's a third approach, which is a lot easier in my opinion, which is YouTube has this relatively new feature. I think it's been out for less than a year, and you can see these small graphs. And what these graphs really are how many times a person has replayed this part of a video, right? So if you look at the beginning, this is the most replayed part, obviously, right? And versus, so let's say something over here, right? You can randomly see a quick spike. And the assumption is that I'm making is that this is a significant part of the podcast. So what I'm going to do is wherever I have these peaks, right, where suddenly I see the attention graph go up, that is where I'm going to take a clip of the entire video. That's it. And now all I'm doing is I'm just going to automate this process, right? So now the big thing is how do I get these values, right? So essentially there's actually a free open source solution to this actually. And all you have to do is you need to just give it the video ID over here. And then you get these heat markers. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. And essentially, so every video, no matter what, has 100 heat markers. And they are, what they are they're essentially moments in the video where there is a spike. And essentially you have a value. So in this case, 0.02, 0.07, and so on and so forth. And that value is just a normalized value to represent the small graphs, right? So the basic idea is whatever has a larger value is going to be something with a larger peak, right? So that is the basic idea I used. So for each video, I get this heat marker, and then I just sort it from descending order, right? Based on the intensity score. So the most intense is going to have the highest score. And that is going to be what I consider for my YouTube shorts. That's it, right? So now let's say out of these, I want the top 5. So I'm going to look at what markers have the 5 largest values. So let's say it's number 12 over here. And then I'm going to look at its start and end duration. And I'm going to take that as a clip. That's it. The rest all is just going to stitch everything together. So this is the basic idea. You could use something a lot more complicated, but based on what I've seen, this has given pretty decent results, right? So let me just show you what the code looks like now. Okay, so I'll just open the function definitions and we'll just go through it step by step. So this over here is gonna get all the markers, okay? So this is basically what I was just showing you, the same file, and you just give it the video ID and then you get all this information from it. So that's about it, right? Now you have all the markers. Now what you need to do is you need to get the top K comments, right? So the K value is going to be given by the user. And let's say the user wants the top 5 moments, right? So we're just going to sort it, right? We're going to sort it in descending order. This is what this does over here. And we're going to get the K values of that. That's it. We're going to get K of them, the first K. Now, one small thing I would like to note here is this if condition that I'm using. So what this actually does is, if you notice in the beginning, you have a large spike of audience in the beginning, and you also at the ending, it kind of you also have a really large spike. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to filter those out. So that's why I'm just giving sort of a value between 4 to 96, right? Because I know there are going to be 100, so it's not going to consider the last few, and it's not going to consider the starting few. It's just a hard-coded value, and you can play around with that. So the next thing is I'm downloading the YouTube video. Again, I'm using a pre-built Python package for this, nothing new. The only thing in this perhaps is this part over here. So this downloads it at the highest resolution. That's it. And something similar, but for MP3, right? So this is going to download it as a MP4 and then convert it to a MP3. We're using FFmpeg, right? So essentially, this is going to be used for our background music. Okay, now the next part is getting the transcript. So for this, again, there is a pre-built YouTube Python package, my bad. and this does everything for you. So you get it, and you convert it to the SRT file format that I showed you earlier. And the reason we're converting this is because we want to write this information back on the video. That's why we're using this SRT format. That's it, right? So this is going to get our transcript, and then we have this function over here. Okay, so this basically, so the main package we're using is something called MoviePy, and essentially what we're going to be doing over here is we're going to add subtitles to the video, right? So we give it the video, and what we do is we have a generator, right? So you can change the font size and all that. And then what you need to do is you need to give it the SRT file, which is right over here. And this is going to create a subtitle, essentially, with respect to the time, using these the generator's values, right? So you have the font size, all that, right? So this is going to generate a subtitles clip with this SRT file, given these options, essentially. And then we're just going to combine that with the video. That's it, right? So you can see this over here. We're taking the video and we're putting the subtitles in the bottom center. That's it, right? So now we have subtitles on the video. And now there's one last thing, which I did in the main section here, sorry. Show code. Cool. Okay, so you can see this over here. So this is just the same, this is just calling all the above functions. Nothing new over here. But the main part is over here. So now what we do is we look at the K markers and we go over all of them. We get the start time and we get the duration. So if the duration is greater than a minute, it is not going to be a YouTube short. And in that case, now there are probably better ways to do this, but just for now, I just cut it abruptly at the 59th second mark, right? So if it's greater than 60 seconds, just make it 59 seconds. That's it, okay? So this is gonna be our main video over here, okay? And we're gonna subclip it using our start time, and it's gonna go all the way until start time plus duration. That's it, okay? And we're just converting everything to seconds. That's it. So now we also need to make the below video, which is the Subway Surfers or the Minecraft video, right? So for that, we give the below video path, and we make a subclip of that as well. So in this case, I removed the audio of that. Cool. So now you have the top video and the below video, essentially, right? So now you combine them, and I'm resizing it. So this format, this size best works with YouTube Shorts. So that's it, right? So now finally, we need to add the background, right? So for that, I make a audio file clip. So one thing I did is I decreased the volume by around 90%. But yeah. And then finally, you just combine the two audios of the, so first you have the audio from the main video and you have the audio from the background video. So you just combine them and you set it to the final clip. That's it. And then we're keeping track of all the K videos in this videos list. Then what we do, so this is now going to hold all the videos, how many of them are there, and then we just send it to the download videos function. And let's just go over that. So that's very straightforward. All we're doing is we're going through the videos and we're writing the video file. That's it. And then you could see all the outputs over here. So I think this is a very straightforward explanation of how this works. So there are a lot of things that you could do to improve it. So if this video does good enough, I will try to make a part 2. So I'll tell you a few of the ideas that I was thinking. So the first part is basically, it's kind of, let me see. So over here, up top, right, you only have Joe Rogan and his guests speaking, for example, right? So one thing I don't like about this is it kind of gets boring, right? So what I would like to do is I would like to go through the captions and based on the captions, actually generate images, right? So let's say over here, just for an example, Joe Rogan is talking about bears, right? As he always does. So what I would do is I would put an image of a bear, right? And I think that would actually work a lot better. And I think it would be even cooler if instead of using, pre-built images, like if it's a bear, you just put an image of a bear. Why not give the entire phrase to a AI generator, image generation, such as Dolly or something, with the main purpose of getting something really cool, right? So you get kind of like a unique output. So I think that would be like a really cool extension to this. And the second thing I would kind of look at is maybe using these heat markers might not actually be the best way to decide, right? So another thing I was thinking is to look at the the comments, and based on that, seeing what parts are most commented about. Now, I think that might be a bit too complicated unnecessarily, but that is a possibility. And finally, after you have this, you can very easily connect this all to a YouTube API and just have it automatically upload the videos for you. That is really simple to do, and even if you don't want to do that, you can just manually upload these videos. And in fact, when you do it manually, there is no restriction on the number of videos you can upload per day. So perhaps that's even better. So yeah, that's about it. It's a nice short project in my opinion. And if this was interesting and you want to see more, maybe adding the AI part to it, do let me know. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys.